for the most part, I trust my choices, but it's the back and forth when it comes to certain decisions. Like, for example, I just broke up with my ex about 4 months ago,
Mm-hmm.
and there's definitely a lot of back and forth with whether or not I was too harsh on her, and breaking things off when I did. Um, Whether or not me breaking it off sets her on a bad path.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and then there's obviously it's the holidays, so I don't have we no longer have those plans that we had planned
Mm-hmm.
anymore. So there's a lot of back and forth when it comes to things like that. Um, so I definitely like to get to a point to where I can still experience the back and forth, right? The conflicting emotions, but still know or still be firm in knowing that I made the right decision. And I know that there's a little wiggle room regardless, right? Because you still have
Mm-hmm.
to think through it and get to that point. But for me, it seems like whenever I do get to that point, I'm confident maybe about a month or so after that decision. And then as other things happen and I start to think about other things,
Mm-hmm.
it starts to regress. It starts that pull, that back and forth starts to come to the surface. And that's what I don't not only not understand, but don't really know how to navigate.
Mm. I understand what you're saying. As far as that goes, in a sense of you making the choices that you make,
Mm.
you know, it's you may think that you should be settled and finally confident in a decision, but to be honest, that's not really it's not really human nature. There's always going to be some little bit of that energy that could be having some anxiety. This is healing and balancing your energy is not about ridding yourself of anxiety. It's not about ridding yourself of doubt either. It's about acknowledging those understandings and allowing them to have their moment, and then still moving forward. The more you just give it its place to exist, and acknowledge it, the less of a strong hold it'll have over you. And I do think that also some of it is about, or in my experience anyway, some of it is about the more you move down the path um, that you're meant to head down, and you being on the right track for yourself, there will be these emotional and mental roadblocks that come up. These roadblocks are there to, kind of in some sense, test you and see if you're still willing to move forward. And, you do move forward by accepting or acknowledging whatever the emotions may bring to the surface and then continuing onward. So I see, because in my life pertaining to my choices, I make choices and then have those moments of, maybe doubt, maybe worry, maybe anxiety. But for me, what I do now is I acknowledge it is this is me releasing certain levels of emotional understanding that can't come with me down the path that I'm meant to head. That's what this is. I am, in some sense, shedding a skin, shedding some energy off of myself. That's what this is. I'm feeling these emotions here. These doubts are coming up because they can't come with me on down this path anymore. I'm passing a roadblock in that sense. Sometimes, depending on the person, they may allow that to be something that makes them turn back. But I see it as the understanding of like, well, this energy that's coming up, it's coming up because it's being released from me. I'm being made lighter. I'm being made less heavy. So I'll cry if I need to. I will do whatever I need to, release this and continue down this path. I'm not afraid of it, but I'm also not afraid of being vulnerable with myself. And I think that's what it's about too. Healing is not linear, so it's not this understanding of a straight line. Oh, I walked this line and I'm done with it. Nope. You went topsy-turvy around the corner and now you met another nook and cranny within yourself that was still holding on to some of that energy. And let me clean that little bit out and let me continue down this path and down these curves and everything else. And maybe I'll meet another nook and cranny that was holding on to some of that energy and let me clean that out. And then you continue to move forward. So that's just how I view it. And it's essentially helped me in a lot of ways, to continue to move toward more success for myself and down the best path for myself. Not seeing it as anything but an understanding of this is being released from me so that because it can't come with me anymore.
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Hey, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have a question you would like to ask or would like the opportunity to receive a one-on-one session, please check out the links in this video's description to sign up for a free session or submit a question.